Hello everyone, you're welcome to my channel. Thank you for clicking on this video. I am Vivian in case you're new here. So today we want to pad our tube bustier. I have made a video on how to draft your tube bustier. So I got requests on how to pad it. So I decided to make this video for you. So this is it. So in case you haven't watched the video on how to draft this pattern, the tube bustier pattern, I'll drop the link in the description box so that you can watch it. Okay, so we have our cutout here. This is the center, front and the sides. And like I always say in all my videos, always notch your bust point. This will really help you, okay, to be a guide when you are merging it, when you're stitching. This will be a guide, and even to cut the wording we'll be using to pad it, it will help you. So I'm using medium weight wording. So we have the soft wording, the medium and the hard. This one is the medium. So I want to apologize for any background noise you'll be hearing. Please do bear with me and just concentrate on the lesson. My studio is on the roadside, so there are a lot of noise going on. So let's get to the lesson of the day. So this is how it is. Now I will just set it aside and I would lay my wording. So I would lay the side that is fusible, though sometimes it doesn't stick, but they just made it in such a way that this part is supposed to stick to the fabric and this is the outer part. So just place it that way even though it doesn't stick. Okay, so you lay your wording flat and you place your bustier on it. Now, like I said, always notch the bust point so it will help you. So we want the wording to get to under the bust point and 1 inch before the neck line. Okay, 1 inch before the neck line. You shouldn't get to the neckline because when you're joining your lining, it will affect it. So the wording should just get to the under bust. Okay, so this part that is curvy is the under bust. So you can just go like half inch under, that's half inch after the under bust. So when you arrange it like so, okay, when you arrange it, you just mark where you want it to be. So you can even bring it down a little bit, like half inch under the bust. That's where you should get to. Okay, then at the top you should get to, this is the main neckline, so you should get like 1 inch before the neck line. So you can just fold and mark at that point. Okay, so this is where you should get to. I will straighten it out. Why this one, this side is okay. Okay, so I'll just cut it from this point like so. So I'm just marking the bust point so that even if the fabric shifts, I would know where to cut out. So it is just simple. Then remember this one too. On also here, 1 inch. Okay, that's where you should get to. 1 inch. So you can cut one, then use it to cut the other. So we'll cut this one, we'll use it to cut this one. Then at the armhole, you wouldn't want it to get to the armhole. You can see this. Okay, you don't want to get to that when you're joining your sleeve, because actually this bustier will be having yoke and sleeve. Okay, so even if it's just a tube and top and you're not going to add sleeve, it's still the same thing. You won't let it get to this point because you'll be closing here with your lining. So you just go in by, let's say, you just go in a little bit, okay, and connect. So like so, just go in a little bit, okay, and here I'm folding it. So this is where it will get to. Okay, so what I'll simply do now is just to cut it. You can at first shift this one and you cut like so from here. Then you fold this one and you cut. Also at the hem part I took 2 inches, so I'll go in by that 2 inches. okay, or 2.5. Then I'll fold it at that point and mark. So this is it. So I notched the bust point on the wording as well, or I marked it, because that would also be a guide, because by the time you have cut the up and every other part, that is where would help you know that that is a bust point. So I would notch it also. So I just notch it. So by the time you notch it now, place it to match up, with the bust point. Then you can now turn it to the wrong side to see if every other part is okay. So I'll still trim this top a little bit. Then the armhole, I'll still trim it a little bit. Okay, so this is how it should be. Okay, inside, this is how it should be. Let me still reduce this part. Because of the sleeve, you wouldn't want any disturbance, and at the hem, at the seam allowance side, you would not want any disturbance as well. So this is just okay. So this is how it should be at the back. Okay, and like this. So always notch the bust point. So with this now, I can cut this other one, but for now let me cut this. So this is it. I'm marking the bust point as well, and this one I said will be, the neckline is sweetheart neckline, so it's a bit deeper. So I'll cut it, but I will also try to align it with this one, so that the neckline will be on the same side, so that the wording will be on the same side, meaning I'll have to trim this one a little bit as well. Okay, so it's actually not hard, it's just following what you have. Okay, so I just cut it like so. So I'll just fold this one. So this is it. Then I'll cut out this side. So you can just place it in a way that will be comfortable for you, and you cut. So I'll notch the bust points. Remember, this is where I marked and this is where I marked. So I'll notch it, because that is what will help me align it with my fabric. So I've notched it. So even if you take this away, you can easily place it back, because you have notched it. So you align the bust point with the bust point, and at the other side, this is what you have. Okay, so I will also trim this side a little bit, mostly at this point. It's too close, so it can affect the lining. So what I'll do is just to go down a little bit. Okay, so do you see what I have there now? Why this one is aligning here? Because I like, by the time I join it, let it just look neat. Okay, so with this now, I'll cut for this side. So to cut for this side, this is what I will do. The visible side facing the visible side, like so. So you just turn it and you cut. So I also notch this other one. Okay, so this for this side, while this one is for the other side. So let me arrange it so that you see what we have there. So this is it, okay? This is how you should just have it. So having done this now, we are going to stitch, okay? So like I always say, you start from the bust point. So I like doing this with my pin. You first of all use your pin to hold it together before going to stitch. Okay, I have done a detailed video on this channel, how to pad your bustier. So but someone requested for how to pad these two bustier, okay? So it's just the same thing, it's almost the same thing. So you first of all match the bust point. By the time you mark the bust point, then you start matching the other side. Just align everything. So I'm done pinning this side, okay? I'll go ahead and also align this one and pin it. So I will align this one and pin it as well. Then I'll go to my sewing machine and stitch, okay? So after stitching it, as you can see, okay, I notched it. Then now I would spread it open and iron using my ironing board, okay? So I place my ironing board underneath like this. Then I will just open up the seam and I will press it. So the essence of doing this is to allow it lie flat and to give your bustier a nice look from the other side. So you just iron it flat. Then one other thing I do is to use paper stay, okay, to make it remain this way. But though it is optional, but I love doing it. It helps the bustier to just remain neat from the other side. So this is my paper stay, okay? So this is the visible side. So I'll place it on the seam like while it is open. Then I would iron it. The visible side, you just turn it down like so, and make sure your iron is not too hot so that it doesn't burn, okay? So you just try it and you just iron it down. So start from the top. So it helps the seam to lie flat. Though like I said, this is optional. I just like doing it. So I'll still open up all this side. Now do the same thing. So you can just take it gradually. You can do it just bit by bit, okay? So I'll still place on this side. So you can see that this side is sealed up. You can see compared to this side that I have not done. So that is it. So by the time you have done it this way, you now turn it to the other side. You place your ball under it like so. You turn it to the other side. So if you can iron, if your fabric is such that you can iron, you go ahead and iron this side. But if your fabric is such that you can't iron, like this type of lace I'm having, I would not like to iron on it because it's sequin. What I'll simply do is to place another fabric on it, then iron, okay? So I'll just place this on it, then I would iron it. So this is to open up the seam of the bustier. So this is it. And if you look at this side, compare it to the side that I have not done anything to, you see the difference. You see that this side is well curved and looking very beautiful compared to this side. So I don't know if you can see because of the sequence, but if you look at it, you see that this side is smooth compared to this other side I have not done. Okay, so you go ahead and do this. It will help you achieve a nice looking bustier. Okay, now just look at it. It's standing on its own compared to this side, you can see. Okay, so I'll go ahead and do on this side, and you see the final look of the bustier. So you can see there's a big difference between this side and this side. So let me do same to this other side, and in the inside you can see. Okay, so I'll finish it up now, and that will be it. So here it is. I've ironed the other side as well, and on this side, this is what we have. So I don't know if you can actually see this very well. So this is it. So this is simply how to pad your two-top bustier. I hope you like this video. Please give it a like and share with your friends. Also subscribe if you are yet to subscribe to this channel. Thank you so much for watching. See you in my next video. Remain blessed.